love Letterboxd. Me and my friends are always like, what are they saying on Letterboxd? Let's tune in.
Hey, I was in New York for a little bit for the New York Film Fest, and I saw a bunch of really cool movies, some of which I had to sadly make sacrifices for, but the ones I saw were pretty dope. The most notable sacrifice for me was ditching my screening for The Whale, which was 2 hours away by car, so I can see Hungry Hungry for Human Timothee Chalamet in the city. And I feel I made the right choice. Do I go with the movie to ruin my day, or a movie to ruin my day that was closer? Anyway, cutting to the chase, Bones and All was pretty fucking awesome. I'm a huge fan of director Luca Guadagnino. He has such a great emotional approach to all of his stories, and they play out in ways I never expect, and they're always earned. One movie I'll be crying, another movie I'll be scared shitless, and with Bones and All, I was both crying and scared shitless. This is easily one of the best things Luca has ever done, with my personal favorite being We Are Who We Are. Even though this movie is typical Luca Guadagnino, hell, I'd say it's a complete combination of Call Me By Your Name and Suspiria, it also feels so different from how his other films play out. First off, this is a perfect blend of romance and horror. Not one felt like it was overpowering the other. They know exactly when to play out the romance and the horror, and it was so perfectly structured that the combination of the two made perfect sense for how the movie played out. None of it ever felt forced or out of place. Remember when Titan was coming out, and the trailer said, this is either the most fucked up or the sweetest movie ever made? Yeah, apply that to this movie too. They do not hold back on the horror elements and the emotional elements. With the horror elements, there's blood and gore everywhere, and it is shown to its most graphic extent. The first time the blood and gore is shown, it was honestly pretty jarring. I was squirming and cringing in my seat. It felt so real. Painfully real. And then the gore just started getting consistent throughout the movie, and I thought I was just gonna get used to it, but nope. Each graphic scene is more brutal than the last. Luca has always been a director who isn't afraid to go the extra mile. He always wants a certain reaction from his audience through his films. This movie had the best reactions from an audience I've seen all year. By far. See this with the crowd. But they also don't hold back on the emotional elements, and that's mainly because the chemistry and performances from both Timothée Chalamet and Taylor Russell were mesmerizing. Their characters and their banter feel so genuine. The love they have for each other feels so wholesome and sweet, and that probably makes me sound weird considering the movie's subject matter, but you gotta see the movie to know what I mean. I cried during this movie, and it was all due to the performances and the writing. It's astonishing. Everyone was on the exact same page, and everyone wanted some kind of reaction from the audience, and it all just worked so well. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I would love to see Timmy and Taylor nominated for Best Actor and Best Actress. It's two of the best performances I've seen all year. I really believe their characters and their motivations. The score by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross as well is one of my favorites that they've done. First off, my mouth dropped when I found out they composed the music, I just didn't know beforehand. Second, the music fits the tone of the movie perfectly. Like the movie, the music combines horror and romance music seamlessly. It really does find a balance to a point where all feel like it belongs in that movie, and that movie alone. There's really one complaint I have about this movie, and it really stems from a scene with Michael Stuhlbarg and David Gordon Green of all people. Their performances are way too over the top, too annoying, and too goofy for what this movie is going for. I like both of them, and thankfully they're not in the movie for long, but their scene felt like fucking forever, and they really annoyed me. Also, I feel like the ending was a bit predictable. It was still genuinely emotional, but before it all happened, I knew what was gonna happen. But other than that, I really did love this movie, and I think people are going to go nuts over it. It is the perfect combination of scary and romantic, and it is further proof that Taylor Russell and Timothée Chalamet are two of the best young actors working right now, and Luca Guadagnino is one of the best directors working right now. I can't wait for you guys to see it. You guys are going to lose your minds. Thank you guys so much for watching. Here are my socials if you want to connect with me. And don't forget to subscribe. I got more New York Film Festival reviews coming. And I also started a new channel for my music reviews. I didn't post anything on there yet, but I will very soon. But check that out and subscribe. Link is in the description. Alright, bye-bye.
And that's the end.